You know it was coming. We are Big Duck Energy, and our game is Driftlight. All right, so we're going to kick off the main event, so I'm just going to spend 4 slides talking to you about our mechanics, our narrative, and our plans for the fall. And then our mechanics are so simple to understand that I'm just going to let this video do it for me. Not that video. How do I get this video to play? Where is my... This is a good start.
Yeah, drift light.
We are frozen. Okay. This is going good. Our mechanics are you change your gravity with the arrow keys. You can change your gravity once before hitting a surface, and then you fall back down and regain that ability. There it is. This is totally frozen. I'm going to restart. All right. Yes, I trust you. So this is our main character, Amber. Amber is an avid explorer taking after her grandfather, Werther, who is famous for all the places he discovered all over the world. And he's the reason that she's come to these caves. It's the last place he was ever seen, and she's searching for answers. Amber's journey throughout these caverns is mirrored by the record of Werther's own exploration years ago, through the journal entries he wrote that got lost and left behind. They tell of how he was the first to venture past the ancient ruins of the Evilmites, a long-dead civilization that harnessed a mysterious power which allowed them to change the course of their gravity. Werther named this force the Driftlight, and with it had the greatest adventure of his life. But gravity is difficult to master, and paired with the treacherous obstacles of the cave, he found himself more than a little lost. In his last journal, he reflects, "Amber would do better here than I have." So it's a pretty simple narrative because the main focus of our game is the mechanical skill of the platformer, but the journal entries that you collect along the route are kind of a fun little bonus that give depth to the character and environment, and they were written by Ryan Russian, so you know that they're Shakespearean in their brilliance. So, my final slide here is about our plans for the fall. We're taking Driftlight into Venture Track, and we've got some goals for it. First of all, high-impact scenes that at important gameplay moments. I don't mean cut scenes, I mean moments during gameplay beats where we amp up the visual effects and zoom in on a character and get more dramatic animations that tell you something big is happening. So we're going to do this in level 0 and 1, where your gravity is first flipped on you, and then when you get your ability to change gravity. For example, we're going to have a big moment where the fire and a gigantic torch flares up and flies into Amber's lantern, and that's the drift light that gives her her gravity ability. Narrative level transitions with voice acting. So we've talked about our level transitions before. They're going to be the long tunnels that you fall through, where snippets from the journal pages are going to float on the sides, and you're going to drift from side to side to collide with fireflies. The framework for this is already set up, but we're going to use Venture Track to get some really good voice acting for it. Better tuned difficulty curve. So if you guys have seen this demo before, you know that our game is difficult. That's basically the name of the game for Driftlight. Our target demographic is those masochists who enjoy dying 100 times in Super Meat Boy and Celeste, and we've definitely hit our target there. But over Venture Track, we're going to use playtest data to more finely tune the flow of challenge from level to level. Techniques to lead players. So Amber and Werther get lost in these caves, but we don't want the player to. We've got the art assets and AI behaviors for a flock of moth creatures that's going to guide the player where they need to go. In Venture Track, we're going to polish up their movement and work on introducing them in strategic places so that their purpose as these non-threatening guides is very clear. In a speedrun mode, Driftlight is a game where new players are going to take about 30 minutes to an hour to get through it, but once you master the techniques and find quicker routes through the obstacles, you can get through these levels in a matter of minutes. So we really want to encourage speedrunning with a special mode that includes a timer, checkpoints that are only at the end of each level instead of scattered throughout, and then also Steam integrated leaderboards. And then most importantly, even without all of these other goals, we've got a solid game that's ready to publish. But we had this stunning idea that it would be great to actually get downloads too. So we're going to spend venture track making gameplay trailers and regularly promoting Driftlight on social media to drum up an audience for that. Finally, if you guys didn't know, we're on mobile. So I'm going to let Tommy come up and demonstrate that for us. It's plugged in.
Awesome.
So Pratik handled this all on his own. He's our mobile wizard. Within the last month or two, he took our game, changed the platform, and now we're on iOS and Android.
Come on, Tommy.
Got this.
Not even a little bit, apparently.
The mobile's only for pros. All right. All right, we're going to see this level again in our speed run, which we're going to do now.
Cool.
All right.
Let's
go.
Let's go. You ready to start?
I'm so ready. Had a lot of coffee, which only makes me stronger.
Why aren't I extended? Oh, I should duplicate. Oh my God. All right, we've got Tommy, Clark, and Ryan. They're gonna do the entire game if it shows up. Why aren't these displays duplicated? Oh, I didn't keep it.
I'm spamming the chat right now. All right. Ooh.
Does anyone want to place a bet before we get going?
$5 on Tommy.
Tommy was the winner for the level 2 speed run. Clark did design these levels, so he might have some secret techniques. 2 cents on Ryan.
Tommy wins, gives me $100.
Tommy has $100 to spare. Just to enter. Don't. All right, is everyone set up?
All right, 3.
No, stop.
2.
No.
1.
No, you wait on the bouncing pad for them.
I don't know, do I?
All right, yeah, they're all ready to go.
Fine. We're waiting at the checkpoint.
Wait at the checkpoint. We're gonna run through level 0, 1, 2, and 3. We're not gonna stop for slowpokes. Let me get, who is on the far TV? Jump up. That's Ryan. Tommy's on the middle TV, and we've got Clark up here. Ready, set, go.
This is the most nervous I've been at this podium.
We're not gonna stop to read these journals. Ryan can tell you about them later. They sound great.
First one say.
We've got all three of these contenders on the falling platforms. Oh, our first death!
Yeah!
And gravity is changed for Clark. Gravity's almost changed for Tommy, but he's getting there. He made it. Clark is on level 3? We've got Clark in the lead, Ryan in second place, and Tommy bringing up the sturdy rear. That is true. Tommy may be behind now, but level 2 is his area of expertise, and he will get through there in under a minute. Just y'all wait. He owes me $100 if it's over a minute. All right, Clark is in room 6 of level 0. Tommy is almost in room 6, and oh, Brian already is. Ryan is right behind Clark now. Oh, Ryan is a second away. He's lying to you. All right, it's neck and neck between Clark and Ryan. Just kidding. Clark has reached level 1. Yes, that's right. That other level was level 0. Clark now has his ability to change gravity, so that's going to make things a whole lot quicker for him. And Ryan is in level 1. And so is Tommy. No, you both are. All right, now Tommy and Ryan are neck and neck. Clark has a nice lead of a room. I'm sure he'll die soon, though. Does anyone want to reevaluate their bets? Ryan is catching up. Oh, Ryan and Tommy are still neck and neck. Clark just finished the room they're both in. And Ryan's right behind. All right, it's getting stressful. We're approaching level 2. Here it is. All right, Tommy's in it too. Here we go. This is where it gets serious. This is the speed run that we've done in a minute flat. This is 6 of our largest rooms. Tommy! You all don't realize this, but Clark just skipped a major speedrun strat. He doesn't know the strats for this level, so Tommy could easily take over. Oh, Tommy is in the lead now. Ryan is in the lead. Clark is behind. It does. I warned y'all. Tommy's in the lead. Ryan is at a comfortable number 3. Oh man, Tommy's almost done with level 2 here. This is the last move, the final move of level 2. Watch the center screen right now. Yes. And Tommy's in level 3. Both Clark and Ryan are in the last room of level 2. We'll see if they can catch up. So they very well might catch up because level 3 is a beast. This is where we're going to spend the most of our demo time. If Clark and Ryan can catch up. Ryan did catch up. It's a nice place, you know, you've got all these spiders trying to kill you. You've got these webs that you get stuck in. You've got all these giant crystals that impale you. It's a destination, it's a vacation destination that rivals Snowfall Village. Clark is trying his hardest to get into level 3. Will he make it? No, he won't. No! All right, where are Tommy and Ryan? Ooh, Tommy is in the moving boys' rooms. I call these the boys because they suck. We've got these 4 moving hazards, and you have to bounce on all 4 bouncy platforms to get these spikes to fall down and open up the passage forward. So he has to bounce on all 4 platforms while avoiding these moving spiky boys. Let's see if he can do it. Ryan has taught us in that room as well. This is Clark's best room, but he's not there yet, so he did it! Oh, they both did it at the same time. Good job, guys. Sure did. Yeah. You do not, my friend. You and Ryan are neck and neck. And Ryan has been practicing all day. All right, we've met the hunter spiders. They were gonna shoot crystals at Ryan and Tommy. Not Clark, because he's not there yet. They've got to stay light on their feet, because if they stay in any one location for too long, the spider's gonna shoot them. So Clark is running into these sticky platforms, these webs you see. You can't jump off of them, you have to change your gravity instead. He's doing an okay job. I mean, I can't. All right, Clark is getting to his favorite room. We'll see if he can pass the spiky boys. Oh, Ryan is at the flyover at the very end. Ryan has reached the last 2 rooms. It's a vertical stretch all the way to the end. Ryan is in the home stretch. Let's see if he can get past these spiders. Did anyone bet on Ryan? Because now's the time to do so. Yes. You're going to get those 2 cents, maybe. Tommy is also very good at this level, and he's now on it. No, he's not. He's still behind. Would it help if we took a break to meditate? Take a deep breath, Clark. Didn't work. Oh, all right. Ryan is in the very final room. He's got his last checkpoint. He's got 1 more home stretch past some spiders. All vertical from here. You could take this home. Can we get a little cheer going? Oh!
I had it! Oh, I thought he beat it.
No. All right, let's revisit Clark and these spiky boys. He did it! Woo! Maybe now he can catch up. There's still time. People die a lot in this level, as you can see. All right, Tommy is just now reaching the final room. He's got his last checkpoint, it looks like. He almost missed that checkpoint. That would have been bad. Ryan wins! Woo! All right, no, don't quit! How many deaths did you have? Clark, how many deaths did you have?
I don't know.
Stop.
Good game, very close.
Tommy, how many deaths did you have?
I haven't finished it yet, but I had 26.
All right, well, Clark was a sore sport and didn't show us his death, so we're gonna
The program deleted itself at the end there.
we're gonna assume that Clark had the most deaths and he gets this award for it.
I'll take it.
Sure, you should.
Ryan gets this award for fastest speedrun. Woo! A duck. Tommy gets this golden duck for being a good boy.
Heck yes.
All right. I want to bring up the whole team now. Can I get my leads first? We've got Clark, our lead designer. He made all these levels and put a fair amount of tech design into it too. Thank you, Clark. We've got Tommy, the programmer extraordinaire. Our lead programmer who showed us the way of data collection when the way was not clear. We've got Carter, who led the best art team ever. He led us through the dark days of a visual retarget, and we got out the other side, and it looks kick-ass. And we've got Daniel, our amazing DD. He development directed us to where we are today. All right, can we get the rest of our team to come up? Because I've got golden ducks for all of you.
I feel like that kind of diminishes values in my
It sure does.
These are ridiculous.
You get a duck.
Oh my gosh.
You get a duck. You get a duck. You get a duck.
This is going with me everywhere now. These are pretty hilarious. Thank you. It's a golden duck.
This is amazing.
Can I have my leads introduce people in their track?
You want?
I'm gonna start.
Clark,
I'll
come
go
start.
first. All right.
Yep.
So on design, we have Josh, who did almost all the UI. He did a bunch of miscellaneous tasks. He made a few environmental assets and prototype stuff at the beginning, but like the stuff that shows the most in the game is he did like the candies, the UI, the pause screen, the opening menu, and he did an awesome
They look
job.
fantastic.
Yeah. Aaron was kind of a Swiss Army knife that every time something came up, I was like, oh crap, somebody needs to get this done. Usually Aaron was free to get that done. So she did a lot of environmental stuff. She fixed some bugs. She did different versions of the enemy. It was pretty much like every time there was a task, I was like, this is really important and I need somebody to get it done. Aaron was the person I put on that. Adam is a level designer. Oh yeah. Yeah! Adam is a level designer, so he helped at the very beginning brainstorm, like he came up with a couple of key concepts of the game, like how often you can change gravity before you cancel it. I think he was early on one of the people, he actually suggested, I think, sticky platforms, which then Vince came up with independently a couple months later, but like.
And then I prototyped the platforms, and so it's kind of a weird full circle.
Yeah. He designed some levels, but what he ended up putting a ton of time in towards the end was just making everything look really good. I think our levels look fantastic, especially level 2, which is the one that we worked the longest on, looks amazing, but all of them look great, and they did not look good for a long time. And Adam did a lot of that. Britt too, I don't know if I'm supposed to give credit also to Britt since she's the lead, but Britt and Adam together made our game, took the stuff that Art did and made our game look good with it. And then Ryan did a fantastic job. So he really handled 2 monster tasks. Rather than do like a lot of different things, Ryan made our character move, which was not easy because Unreal is not deterministic physics, and I didn't want to even have like physics-related jumps. So he came up with like a system where we could like set velocity by curves and made it work with all the corner cases of sometimes walking on walls and stuff. Ryan did like player movement, which was a beast, and then the other beast he handled was the camera, which a lot more goes into that than it looks like, but that was a huge. Both those were big.
Thank you, Ryan. Okay. Tommy.
All right, so I got my man Vince right here. Vince, critique it over here. Come
Aww.
on.
Aww.
All right, so I got my man Vince here. He absolutely crushed our enemies and quite a few of our environmental mechanics. He did a lot of trailblazing with data collection and helped a lot with you guys. So, I mean, he was kind of all over the place. Really appreciate it, man. And then, of course, Pratik, our mobile wizard who got our build on phone in like a month and a half, which is crazy. Did some environmental mechanics and prototyping early on. And yeah, man, it was great to have both of you on the team.
Thank you both. Fast. All right, Carter.
All right, so for artists, we have Jerry on. He did our particle effects. He did all of our UI assets and just gave our game that little extra bit of polish that it wouldn't have if we just had 3D models scattered all over the place. We have Renee, Houdini Wizard Extraordinaire, helped us get a lot of the smaller assets. You don't want everyone just making rocks and vines and stuff, so Renee helped us proceduralize that all out so that we can have our 3D modelers working on those big hero assets, the enemies, the big set pieces. And Renee helped us be able to achieve that. We have Alexis, environment modeler extraordinaire. All the pretty environments you saw were her handiwork. Then you have Mary. She was our animator on the team. She made Amber have all those pretty movements. She made spiders skitter all across your screen. And currently not up here, we also have Christian. who was our character modeler, modeled Amber, modeled the spiders. And then I also want to give a special shout out to Sam Beigel, Zach Meyer, Kim Tong, Jackson Hopcroft, and Rebecca Goff. While they aren't ducks in name, they were ducks in spirit. We certainly would
And finally, I guess he's going to be up here for every presentation. We've got Aaron Senden over there, the music man. What more can be said? Thank you for the music man. All right. We are Big Duck Energy, unfortunately. Thank you. Hold on, guys.
Ladies, gentlemen, a warm welcome to everyone who made it. An especially warm welcome to everyone not sitting on a cushioned seat right now. And of course, hello to everyone watching at home. Today, no matter where you sit, you all sit as equals, because you are all equally blessed with a visit to Snowfall Village. But maybe I shouldn't do the talking. Maybe I should do the voice acting.
Mother, my dear, I have something to tell you of the utmost importance. Leading these settlers is far more exhausting than it seems. It takes cleverness, subtlety, but most of all, a heaping of patience. These settlers are the dumbest, most accident-prone creatures to ever walk the earth. And I need you to take over. The power of your ancestors will let you relive each day as much as you need. You will have to try again. And again. And again. Until you get it right. That's what it takes to lead Snowfall Village.
What a handsome voice that man has. Stop it. Stop it. Alrighty. So, that's our fiction for the story. We are Flicker. We are the chieftain's daughter. And he has relived this day hundreds of times, and he can't get these incompetent settlers to stop dying. So we're going to take over for him. We're going to watch over these villagers. We're going to track how they move and where they're going. And we're going to see if we can keep them all alive. Now, to do this, we have some pretty interesting mechanics. We're going to be observing how they interact with the world. We can look on the map to see where they're moving, and we have this feed window where we can actually read their thoughts like Twitter. We can also just talk to them, give them items. It's a really sophisticated AI system, and we're going to play with it in a lot of interesting ways. And of course, using the power of our ancestors, we can save points in time and come back to them if someone dies unexpectedly. For our art, this is an absolutely gorgeous game. It's a low polygon winter landscape that we're going to be exploring today. For those of you who don't speak nerd, that just means you can see a lot of triangles on everything. It was a real fun challenge for our art team trying to come up with like this wintry landscape that wasn't just all white. But with some strong earthy tones and splashes of warmth, we have something that really feels cozy. And of course, our poster, Scenic Views to Die For. Sort of like a goof on national parks. We're really happy with how that turned out, but PowerPoints are terrible. Let's just play the game. Absolutely gorgeous. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, let's try to do something about that. Well, maybe we can at least save Mint. Ooh, this might be a little harder than I thought. Get them a little sooner this time. Fun fact, we made a racing game. Well, before he dies, let's go ahead and see if we can save him before he gets there. All right. Uh-oh, gave him the cloudberries. Well, let's try that again. Here you go. Okay. Hey, man. Great work. Nice pick. Uh-oh. Give him some more. Okay, here you go. Aww. Now, you guys saw it in the trailer already. Things are not going to go well for Bear at this ice hole. Oh. We're going to get Twig to help her out. Oh, somebody do something. Oh, would you look at that? Everyone's okay. How'd we do, boss? Now we get to see everyone we saved. Now, saving everyone is nice enough, but I'm gonna do what's called a. I'm gonna do here what's called a. What we in the industry call an any % completion speed run. And if you just leave them to their own devices, not everyone dies. It takes work. So let's give it a go. Yeah, I know. Save everyone. Okay. All right. Okay. Mint feels terrible. Gonna get a little ahead of the game here. Oh yes, we're killing everyone. Here you go, boss. An entirely valid way to play the game. Oh man. If only someone would have done something. Oh, calm down. I'm just chopping down a tree. Trust me, he's perfectly good at killing himself. As you can see, when we rewind, that tree comes back. Oh, I might get the wrong idea. You guys recall we did this last time on accident. No, don't eat one. No. Okay. As we remember, left to her own devices, Mint will succumb to her sickness. So, yeah, we can pass the time while we wait. And another one bites the dust. Okay. We don't need the fish to kill people. There, you doing okay? Alright. Now we know how this scene turns out. We just gotta let the wolf go hungry. I hope the additional weight doesn't cause any problems. And just for salt in the wounds, we're going to burn the fishing rod. Okay, breaking news. I see this as an absolute win. I'd like to get the full team up here while the credits roll. All right, it's coming fast, guys. All right, Alina, rigging tech artist. Samantha Beigel, 3D artist. Carter Blaylock, our shader tech artist. Jordan Brown, mocap consultant. Rebecca Goff, a 3D artist. Oh yeah, if you ever played Super Smash Bros. Melee, this end credit should look a little familiar to you. Jackson Hopcroft did some lighting for us. John Kim did some 3D. Zach was our art lead for 3D. Rizal was our tech art lead. Oh boy, these are coming fast. Brenda, 3D modeler. Jennifer Sarlo was our animator. Okay, oh boy. Camilo did basically all our AI. But he was helped a lot by Corinne, of course. Hey, the fish. By Corinne, and of course, Brandon, who was absolutely indispensable as well. And I was the programming lead. As for design, Rebecca did our UI. Oh, Sam was our writer. Cassie was lead gameplay designer. Ryan Russian was another writer that worked with us. Daniel Selvia also helped with UI. And as for our actual production, here it comes. Yeah. Taylor was our development director, and Utsab was our project lead. But of course, we also want to offer some special thanks to the people who helped us along the way, like Ron Weaver, Rick, Tom, who recently got his doctorate, by the way, just keeps coming up, Paul, don't take that personally. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming. Thank you to my team for their hard work and dedication. I hope you all enjoyed your visit to Snowfall Village. The clapping was supposed to be there, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't clap again. All right.
Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna change the switch, like my language switch to Spanish for a bit, so I can say hello to like my family at home in Bolivia. So like, let's switch it. So, hola a todos en Bolivia. Un saludo gigante para toda la familia. Los amo a todos y esta presentación está dedicada para ustedes. Así que aquí va. Okay, back in English. So, first things first. In Harmony is not a Capstone game. In Harmony is more of like a dream. A dream that like we live every day intensely, like since the beginning, since we just made a team and everything. In Harmony is a dream that made us come together as a team, closer, and let us be unbreakable. But most of all, I think In Harmony was a game that harmonized with every single person in the team. Ladies and gentlemen, family, friends, and faculty, let me present In Harmony. Okay, so first thing first, let's talk about a little bit of like background, so you know what it's about. So In Harmony is a 3D adventure game with rhythm elements about harmonizing with the environment around you. You play as Daya, who is both a dancer and an acolyte that has to go to the proving grounds to search for her mentor that mysteriously disappeared. In her way, she will have to perform dance moves in order to affect the stuff around her in meaningful ways, and to eventually find a beast that she will harmonize with, and she will figure out that this beast has a connection with the mentor. So one of the like core concepts that we became true to throughout the development of the game is like this concept of harmonizing, understanding, connecting. And I think that burns down to our main mechanic, which is focusing. Focusing works like Z-targeting. So like when you focus on something, a beam of light is emitted from Daya's crown into that something, and it affects it in different ways. That's what happens with objects. But with something more complicated, like something that lives like a beast, you can actually hear its inner melody, and you can soothe it and alleviate it. So dance moves have a magical property in this world. As you perform dance moves and focus on stuff, whatever you're focusing on will do the same motions as your dance moves. So if you're turning and you're like focusing on something, it will rotate with you. If you're jumping and you're focusing on something, it will levitate with you. And let's say you do like a lean back, and it will slow motion for some seconds. So that's how you harmonize with environment in this game. For example, you have a door, you can focus to open it. You can use like tuning and dancing in objects that are affected by dance. So like these, for example, puzzle wheels can be like turned to open some areas in the game or something. And you can also, for example, lift heavy objects like a rock with jumping. So, as I said, it's a little bit more complicated with living beast. With the beast, we have interference. The beast presents every once in a while these critical points that are physical afflictions that don't let the beast connect properly with you. So you can do 2 steps to alleviate them. You have to focus on those, and you have to perform the dance moves to alleviate them. And that way, you'll be able to harmonize with this beast. So without further ado, let's play test the game. So we're actually playing on Xbox. Like, I don't know, I think the logo was not enough obvious. So like, we're play testing here. Okay, change it. You got it?
Oops, I put it into HDMI.
Can I? Yeah. Awesome. Should we turn down the lights? Oops. No, that's one.
The Shreyuvi Temple has guided people for as long as anyone can remember. It teaches oneness, instructing the citizens of Shreyav to live their lives in harmony with the world around them. If we are not attuned to our environment, to its needs and wants, we doom ourselves to destruction, just like the ones who came before. The world has a rhythm, and when we dance to that rhythm, we become closer to nature, to the divine. The acolytes of the temple, dancers in all but name, are expected to embody these teachings through their art. Some take to it well, others don't. The difficult acolytes get sent to the proving grounds, those old ruins where the transitional rites were once carried out. They tend to what's left, keep things orderly. The proving grounds are rarely used these days, so there's little doubt about what this posting means. Exile. And that the temple hopes, perhaps, that some isolation might prompt reflection, and in turn, obedience.
buddy.
Yeah, sure. But, let me ask you something. You've been hearing those roar...
Kinda hard to miss. What about it?
Are you worried about that? Like, at all?
They're just noises. I killed plenty of things in my day. Another noisy critter isn't much concern.
No. I'm just saying, seems a little dangerous for you and your lackeys to hang around here with something on the loose.
Oh, I see. You're just trying to get me to leave.
No, I did that earlier, when I told you to leave.
What you're doing is being indirect about it. But it isn't gonna work, because we aren't leaving until I find my sword, or this whole place gets turned upside down. Monster or not.
But what about your, boys?
What about them?
Isn't it, I don't know, a little careless to risk their lives trying to find you a special sword?
Are you kidding? They know the risks. They choose to look for it. If I don't get the sword, that skeevy merchant will. And
So people dying is okay as long as the merchant doesn't get the sword?
I mean, you're making it sound a little dark.
That's because it is dark.
Hey now.
Connect it to my, connect it with
HDMI?
Yes. Thank you. Okay. So, before I go on. So, as you saw in the trailer, we said that our release date is on Wednesday. And I actually wanted, I wanted to show you the Microsoft page for our game. Like, you have everything. You have like your description. You have your system requirements related, and like it's in the store. It's like unbelievable, but it's there, and like that's in Harmony. Yeah. So all the team come to get your kudos. Okay. I have my cheat sheet here. Okay. Got it. Okay. Okay. For the design leadership, we have Richie Berry. A huge applause for him. For programming lead, we have Josh Newell. Our beautiful development director is Kevin Smith. Best gameplay programmer, Charles Vasquez. Our graphics programmer, Karen Lorick. Our dialogue and metrics programmer, Ethan Sarton. Our narrative designer, Ryan Roshan. Our level and narrative designer, Jess Najer. Our sound designer and music man, Aaron Sandin. And myself, the project lead, Pamela Figueroa. That's it? We got it? Yeah, that's over.
So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be the last time I'm going to get to do this. So, let's hear it loud and proud. Good afternoon, Beagles! Outstanding. So, I'm Jaime Toes, and I'm the project lead of Desert Beagle. And I'm here today to reintroduce to those who saw during the vertical slice and introduce to those of you who are new now, Malediction. This is our poster. And Malediction is a project that really brought our team together. There was a lot of trust and bonding throughout this entire process. We like every project, it's a little rough at first, but we really came together after Vertical Slice when we saw what this game could possibly be. Now, what is this game? Well, it's simply put, it's a third-person action platformer where you control the powers of space and time. That's a little trite way of putting it. So, I think I'll let this trailer that Michael Carter put together explain it. So, besides being well put together and well done, what I particularly like about this trailer is it meant that I didn't have to do any PowerPoint slides. But yeah, so Malediction stars a plucky wizard with an attitude, Morgan. And, because he was experimenting with magic that he shouldn't have, an accident happens and he loses his powers. And now he must go on a quest to regain them. And playing for us today is Steve Dizell. What's that?
Dark magic grants those who wield it incredible power. Grimoires, like me, have guided many dark mages. Watching them bend reality to their will, I believed dark mages to be the most intelligent and capable beings. Then I met Morgan. Unfazed by failures or my protests, Morgan cast one of the most dangerous spells. Cloning magic. The unnatural creation of life. It worked at first, but more clones spawned and Morgan lost control. Dark magic exploded all around us and all faded to black. When we awoke, Morgan was significantly weakened and his clones had destroyed our city. I can't lift this anymore. You may have to actually exert yourself physically for a change. Who leaves a pile of crates in an alley? No time to ponder. Push them out of the way and move forward. What happened to this gate? It shuts whenever I get close to it. Your clone must have bewitched it to taunt us. It won't be a problem if you stop it while it's open. Dead end. Now what? That wall looks weak. Perhaps pushing something into it will let us through. What's that in the sky? Push it or freeze it before it hits us! Morgan, look! An X-ray potion. If you drink it, you could use it to find the mechanism that controls the bridge. Yeah, just drink something random you found on the ground. There, one of my clones. You must be very careful in dealing with him, Morgan. There's no telling how dangerous you could be, how incredibly cunning. Sup, nerds? Ew. I don't suppose you're standing there because you're ready to surrender.
To a couple of nerds? Yeah, right. I'm here to raise hell and shred the fabric of space-time. And I'll start with you. A nerd. Too late to turn back.
No clone is more powerful than the real Morgan. Bold of you to say, considering they made off with most of your powers. Well, this thing looks like it'll bring some back. Oh, what's this rush of energy? I feel invincible. Your time manipulation and time bubble runes are glowing. Watch out, clones. Nothing can stop me now. Another jammed drawbridge. And no chain on this one. Why not push the lever and lower the bridge? Why? So I can take a dip in the river? With your new time power, you can set the bridge back to where you want it. Perhaps we can use that elevator to climb to the top. But we need a second person to operate it. Unless you have a spell that makes you sprout arms and legs, we're stuck down here. Come on now, this is nothing some simple time magic can't fix. Tower. How do I get there? We're in the middle of a crisis, Morgan. Though, if you're drawn to it, your clones might be too. I hear more of those barrels brewing underneath us. Things might get sticky, or exploding. Remember you've regained your time bubble. You can use that before you get overwhelmed. All right, in we go. Time to make a run for it. Head for the grave, but be careful. Isn't it a little early to be digging our own graves already? That grave is deeper than it looks. Now hurry before those cylindrical devils find us! I feel like I can lift a building. Unsurprising, considering your telekinesis powers are back. Although I'd suggest lifting something smaller, like that gear over there. Huh. I wonder where this goes. Typical broken stairs in a cavern below the middle of nowhere. Easy! Combine telekinesis and time powers to make an elevator. halfway up. How am I gonna make it? If only you hadn't neglected your flying spell. There should be something here to help. Keep your eyes peeled. I see my minion has failed. I'll have to finish you off myself. Why does he get minions? He was supposed to be my minion. Is now the time to complain? Ha! Such a weakling. You don't deserve that grimoire. Hand it over, dweeb! Look hands! The bed. Quick! Throw a barrel at it! Clever. But I let you have that one. Feels good to have my powers back.
I trust you've learned from this experience. You ended up cursing the city and nearly got us both killed.
Relax, Grim. We're alive, aren't we? Besides, I'll do better next time.
Next time?
All right, can I get the team up here? All right, it's CEO Joe, right? CEO Joe, okay. All right, so she's probably gonna laugh at how I butcher this, but CEO Joe, our character artist who gave form to Morgan and also did our awesome poster. Carolina Marin, our animator who gave life to the form that Joe created, and also a font of enthusiasm. Catherine Ha, our art lead, who, besides dabbling in just about everything, was also the mom to the artists. Yizhang Zhu, gameplay programmer, who did a lot of the back-end stuff, such as our save system and our analytics, but he also did our X-ray. It's unfortunate that it's in this order, because I want to talk crap about you, but Carol Eastwood, who set-dressed our levels and made them look absolutely stunning. Alberto Hoffman Negron, our lighting artist and an inferior set dresser to Carol. Junjong Yang, who, the man is a wizard in Visual Studio. He is responsible for our time mechanic and our third boss. Aaron Senden, up here yet again. Steve Dizel, and yes, it is Dizel, I confirmed, it is not Diesel. Our level designer and gameplay designer, he has gone above and beyond the Call of Duty, and though not a lead, he did lead by example. Mike Fisher, who did the AI for our first boss and managed the programming team for the first semester. Michael Carter, officially a programmer, but a designer at heart. He did our time bubble mechanic and did a lot of our cinematics, and he also did our trailer. Farina Kandaria, lead designer. She took the portfolio pieces and the stuff that everybody wanted to work on and somehow put it together into a package that made some semblance of sense. In addition, she was also our UI designer. John Thomas Lachey. He worked on our telekinesis, including the force push and the lift, as well as helping the art team integrate their visual effects with the code side of things. Jacob Zuck, who had the misfortune of having to deal with Fmod, the very bane of his existence. But in addition to dealing with audio, he also did our health system as well as our turrets. You're going last.
All right.
Alex Perez, who is our environmental artist and created a lot of the hero pieces that we saw in the game. Joe Benura, our secondary lighting artist, along with Al, as well as our visual effects artist, who, yeah, just made the game absolutely stunning. In addition to what else the art team did. Last but not least, Luis Pino. The one that, the person that everybody thought was not going to amount to much, who and I say this because he really pulled his act together. He has been an exemplary DD, and I could have not asked for anything better from him. Oh. And that's the team. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good night.